Hi, everybody. Miss Rose here. One of the skills that's going to be really important for your success in geometry class is to watch videos of us explaining how to do problems and then to be able to take some good notes on those videos so that you'll be prepared to do some accompanying homework assignments later. So let's practice that. I took a video that my co-teaching partner, Mr. Millington, made during summer school, and I'm going to model for you how I would take notes on that video. Probably the first thing that I would do would be to put the date on the top of the page. For some of you, this is going to be August 18th, 2020. For some of you, it's going to be August 19th. I have different classes on the orange days and the blue days, so that'll be different depending on what day of the week you're watching this on. Another thing that might be useful is if I happen to know already what the topic is going to be, that's a nice thing to put on the top of the page so that I can, when I'm flipping through my notes later, I can say, oh, that's what the August 18th notes were about. If you don't know that, that's something that we could always put on later. In general, I'm about to start the video. If he's writing stuff down, that's a good clue that I probably should be writing stuff down too. So let's watch the video as we go. And then if you ever get stuck or he's going too fast for what you're writing down, the nice thing about videos is you can pause them and go back to stuff later. So let's give it a try.
Everybody, how are you? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We're going to talk today about something that we did last week, which was graphs of lines and writing the equations that go along with them. So in this first example here, I have a line with 2 points that are labeled. And what I want you to do is I want you to try to write the equation for this graph, remembering that we're going to try to do it in slope-intercept form. And again, slope-intercept form.
Oh, he's writing something down. I'm going to write it down too.
Is the most famous one that you've probably done before, and it's y equals mx plus b. So what I want you to do is pause this video and see if you can write the equation. So if you're not sure, then when you unpause, I will explain.
I'm not really going to have us pause the video.
Pause the video and then.
But as far as what I want to write down, I can either write down my picture or I can just write down the 2 points that were given. I think I'm just going to write down.
You had a chance to work on this. You unpause it now, and you're going to check to see how your work looked. Exactly. So if I was doing this, the first thing I would want to do would be to find the slope. So to find the slope, again, I would do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I would look at this and I'd be like, okay, well, this is like my x1 and y1.
Just changing colors.
And x2 and y2. So I would do something like on the top, 8 minus 7. And then on the bottom of my fraction, on the denominator, I would do 2 minus 0. And 8 minus 7 would give me 1. 2 minus 0 would give me 2. So that would be my slope. So slope is 1 half.
So I'm going to write that down too.
My y-intercept is going to be the point that has an x value of 0. So in this case, that's 7. So now that I know my slope and my y-intercept, I would just plug this into the equation.
All right, I'm going to pause that for a second. Something interesting that just came up is he explained how he found the y-intercept. So if that wasn't something that I knew before, that might be something that I want to jot down a note for. He said it was the point with an x value of 0. So he didn't write that down, but if that wasn't something that I already knew, I might want to have that down also. So that might be good to know. Okay, next I think he's going to write down the final answer.
1 half x plus 7, and that would be my equation for this line. So hopefully you got that, and if you didn't, hopefully by watching me explain it, it helped to help you understand it.
All right, I'm going to stop there. So hopefully we have some good notes written down. This would be a good opportunity to look back at them and reorganize some stuff if you didn't like the way that you had it written down. But when I look back at this, I can tell, all right, these are notes that I took on August 18th. The topic was writing equations of lines. There's 2 formulas that I should know. and then we did an example problem. I don't know that the changing colors was really all that helpful with this one, but in general, sometimes it's nice to have a couple different colors when you're labeling stuff, especially stuff that we're going to be doing later in the year. So what you're going to do next is I put a little practice homework assignment to go with this practice note taking so that you could see an example of how, if you take good notes, then the problems that you're going to be practicing aren't the exact same problems from the notes, but the notes should help you to have an idea how to solve it. So the next thing that you're going to do is to go into Google Classroom and find this practice homework assignment. And then we'll give you more instructions on how we want you to do those problems. Take a picture of the problems with either your phone or Chromebook, and then submit it to us. And that's how we'll be getting your homework assignments and grading it. So this will be a little practice so that in the next class, when we really start doing homework and counting it for a grade, you'll have a good idea of how to structure that. All right. See you in a minute. Bye.